asked for requests on Facebook, and mummy came up a couple of times, so I decided to do an Egyptian goddess mummy, have a little bit of glam in there with a little bit of creep. So I'm going to start by putting some brown on my face. I'm using FAB body paint from Silly Farm. It's a water-based paint. I'm just kind of putting it all over, keeping it watery. I don't want a solid brown face. I'm just adding a little bit of color to my face. So I'm dipping my brush in water and then just rubbing it around, just getting the color kind of messy as a base on there. Now I'm dabbing on some white with a beauty blender. I got these small beauty blenders at Walmart, super inexpensive, easy to use for face painting. Just adding some highlights to the cheeks. Now I'm going to start taking my paintbrush and dabbing on a mix of brown and black, still keeping it watery. As it's still wet on my face, I'm just dabbing it with my finger to kind of smooth it out. I don't want brush marks. I'm just adding some age spots. So you could do this if you're trying to do like an old person look. You can also do the same thing. It's just a mix of colors, and then you're just dabbing it on, and you can kind of see that it's creating this age spot, old skin look. So now I'm going to start adding the shapes on my nose. It's kind of similar to a skull look because the skin is pulled back and it's just the holes of my nostrils, even though this isn't a skeleton look, but it's kind of similar to that. So you're just putting it where your nostrils would be and you're just making the line up. And then I'm going to start putting some crease lines where the skin is folded over across the bridge of my nose. I kind of jump around all over the place when I'm doing this face paint, but I'm just still marking out the shapes of the face that I want and where I want my shadows to be and my creases. So I'm using just a watery black and brown and slowly making it darker and darker and adding the lines and wrinkles and creases. Again with the age spots on the neck, and then I'm just going to start carving out the shapes that I want for my neck and chest to make it look emaciated, because obviously it's a mummy. The skin is sucked up to the body, so I'm going to start creating where your natural holes already are. So use your collarbone and your the hole in your neck, and use your shapes that are already there and then just exaggerate them with shadows. Now I'm just going back up to the face, adding more lines and wrinkles, defining the shapes that I want more. You could do this whole look without the gold and black makeup if you wanted. You could have just the creepy mummy and not have the goddess look for it. So you always have that option. Now I'm just taking my brush with a almost black, it's still mixed with a little bit of brown, but I'm going back in where all of my creases and lines are and defining them more and darkening them up. So now I'm going in with the white and my small brush, and in between where all of the creases are, I'm adding highlights to lighten those shapes up, give it even more dimension. as you can see, this is a messy look. I want the skin to look damaged and rough, so it's not solid paint. But also it's about layering the lights and the darks. So I just keep going back and forth between the highlights and the shadows. Now I'm going to start putting the gold on my eyes. So this gold is a global paint color. It's a metallic color, but it's also a water-based paint, just like my other paints. And so you don't have to worry about it drying out, but it's really pretty on, especially in person. And I just start at the bottom of my center of my eyebrow, and I'm just making a straight line up at an angle. So use your eyebrows, use the shapes of your face. Try not to look at something and copy someone else's shapes, because everybody's face is different. So you want to use your shapes. Use your eyebrows or block them out and make a new shape, but try to work with your face and change things depending on the way your face is shaped. So I'm using a liquid eyeliner for my eyebrows and for the designs. You could use a brush, but I wanted to have really straight, neat lines, so I decided to use my liquid eyeliner brush because it's just a lot easier to use. So whatever you have, if you have a small brush, it might just take more time to get really sharp angles. So going off the angle that I created with my gold, I'm using the eyeliner brush and just outlining it, giving myself some really dramatic cat eyes, just creating a really fun Egyptian goddess makeup look. So this is the glamour part of the look. You don't have to do it if you want to keep it just a creepy mummy. But if you do want to add the glamour, then this is where you can just get creative. You could add glitter, I add stones in a little bit. You could add whatever shapes you want. You could do colors, but I just decided to go with black and gold. So now I'm taking my makeup brush, just a powder brush, and my flat black eyeshadow, and I'm just going to start adding some shadows where I want. So underneath the eyes in the big saggy bags under my eyes, I'm adding that in the creases in between my brows, underneath my cheekbones. Anywhere you want to have shadow, I'm just putting some shadow with my brushes, giving it more dimension. So adding more highlights where I want them, just defining the look. Again, going back and forth between lights and darks, I add some more highlights and then I'll go back and do more shadows. After I've put in the soft shadows with the powder brush, I'm going back in with my paint, my black paint, and really darkening up the shadows that I really want to be dark. Putting black on the inside of my lips so that when my mouth is closed, it really disappears. You don't see the pink of my lips at all. Now I put a little gold detail on my lip, and then I'm going to start adding jewels. I got this really awesome set of rhinestones and jewels, these little metal jewels on Amazon. They were super cheap and they came in these little pods that are super easy to keep them organized. But these ones are like little gold, different shaped circles and triangles and teardrops. So I just added a few to my eyebrows, to my lip, to the center of my chest. And I'm just using eyelash glue to adhere these. I'm using the back of my brush to just get a dot. That's the easiest way to get one little dot. And then you just stick them on there and they dry pretty fast, and the eyelash glue is obviously makeup glue, so it's easy to get off with soap and water. So at this point it's just about finishing details. I put a little bit more gold underneath my eyes, some finishing highlights, and that's it. So the makeup's done. Hope you enjoyed it. Time to get mummified. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget, if you like what you see, subscribe to my channel, comment, like, share, spread the love, and I'll see you guys next time.